When mixing, it's almost inevitable that I ask, why am I torturing myself? Why do I continue to overcomplicate the process by using 20, 30, sometimes even 40, 50 tracks to complete what's supposed to be a simple beat, when most of my favorite beats are just a sample and a drum break? Leonardo da Vinci once said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. A beatmaker that exemplified that mindset was the late great You Nujabes. So for this video, I'm going to make a beat that's inspired by him, using only a sample and a drum break. So when I think of Nujabes drums, I think of a looped drum break with crunchy hi-hats. A great example would be the drums on his Lovesick anthology. I have no intention of resequencing the pattern, so I'll leave it as an audio module. It also helps that the audio module auto stretches to the project tempo, which is perfect just in case I decide to change its BPM. And to add some grit and crunch, I added some saturation and Maschine's internal lo-fi plugin. As for samples, Nujabes tend to use songs featuring acoustic instruments, mainly piano and acoustic guitar. And as a record store owner and DJ, he had access to some incredibly obscure music, but more importantly was his great ear and taste for that perfect sample chop. Despite me using the sample as a loop, I still chopped it up to force the tempo and to have it sit more on the grid. On many of his songs, such as Color of Autumn and Reflection Eternal, you hear vinyl crackle and maybe even some crunch added by sample and bit reduction. My sample has some noise in it, but I'll reduce the sample and bit rate to introduce some digital noise as well. Speaking of Reflection Eternal, my favorite Nujabes beat, by the way, he masterfully takes some vocal chops from a second sample and layers it on top of the instrumentation, capturing a feeling that I one day dreamed to capture myself. Just remember, simple doesn't mean basic, and it definitely doesn't mean a lack of skill. With that said, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already, and for more beat making content, please consider subscribing. With that said, here's the full beat.